What's going on? What's going on? What's up, dads? So I'm at my school. I'm a school teacher, but I wanted to make a video while I was on my mind. And excuse me if you see me eating because I only get a short period of time to eat for lunch. But so my wife called around. It's Eastern time. She called around probably around 10:15 today. And she called, like, I couldn't understand nothing that came out of her mouth. I was like, I had a class full of students, and she was just yelling. I thought something had happened to one of our sons. And so I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? You know? And she said she sent me messages, but of course I'm at school and I have my phones on silent so it doesn't disturb the classroom. And so when she called, I had to step a little bit outside so I could hear her. And she was crying, like frantically crying, like loud. And so I'm like, what is going on? And I couldn't understand her. And then she finally I said, hey, you gotta slow down so I can understand what you're saying. And then it comes to find out that one of my son's friends passed away this morning. So the first thing that my wife said, she said, you might want to go check on Caleb. So the first thing I did was I dropped everything I did. I grabbed the phone in my office and I called the front desk. I said, hey, I have to run over to the school. Luckily, my son's school is like 3 minutes away from here. It took me a minute to get there, and taking account they're taking exams because it's the end of the year semester, end of the year and semester time, and when I walked in, I asked him, I said, you good? But I know my son. I know my son to the T. And things don't affect my son until later on. And as a dad, we should know those things. As a dad, we should know what quirks our son has, what our son is going through at that time, emotional state. But I know my son. I can't tell you about your son. But you as a dad should know your son's mannerisms. And I know my son's mannerisms. And I know him losing his friend, which he learned about on social media. I just know later on it's gonna be, he's gonna break down. But let me tell you what. So here's, I'm not gonna read it all, but this is from the police department. It says, dear fellow community member, I'm writing to you about a serious issue affecting our community. Our investigators are actively, again, this is Elizabethtown Police Department in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Our investigators are effectively pursuing leads regarding clandestine Percocet, 30 tablets that are laced with, you know what, that F word. And I ain't talking about fuck you. I'm talking about fentanyl. Tragically, we believe this is illicit tablets may be linked to a recent fatality, which is my son's friend. And we've been knowing this family since we moved to Kentucky in 2010. They've been on baseball teams many times, over, and played against each other. First and foremost, I want to express my deepest condolences to everyone impacted by this heartbreaking loss. I recognize this is a deeply sensitive matter, but I feel that it's critical to share this information to help prevent further overdoses and save lives. We are certain that additional tablets remain within our community. It's crazy. I urge you to have open and honest conversations with your family members, especially young people. Dads, I'm talking to you right now about the extreme dangers of taking any medication that is not prescribed and licensed by a physician, dispensed by a pharmacy, and taken as directed. Ingesting medicine from an unknown or untrustworthy sources can have devastating, even fatal consequences, which we just found out. It goes on to say, if anyone is in possession of these illicit tablets, I strongly encourage them to surrender the tablets to a trusted adult or law enforcement immediately, without fear of punishment. Additionally, if someone knows of others who may have access to these dangerous substances, I urge them to notify the trusted adult or law enforcement, blah, 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 blah. Dads, I'm telling you, this is one of my, outside of having a car accident, this is one of my biggest fears is my son, he gets a headache and he takes a tablet from someone. And I'm going to have this conversation with him this evening, Don't take a tablet from nobody, unless it, not even from your best friend. It can be fatal. My heart goes out to this family. I haven't called them. I haven't did a social post because I know how it feels to lose a father and a grandmother and a sister. But I don't know how it feels to lose your child, your oldest child. I don't know that feeling. And I'm hoping God don't put that burden on me. Let me pass first. Because I don't know how I just don't know my mental state if something happened to my sons. I just don't know. But dads, take this time to talk to your kids about taking tablets from people. Take this time to let them know, look, if you need it, tell them that you'll drive it to them. You'll bring it to them. They have a headache? Hey, listen, text me, call me. I get it to you. I'll find some way to get it to you. But taking it from some unknown source or maybe a good friend that maybe got it from somebody else, it's not worth you losing your child. It's not worth you losing your child. If you take anything from this video, take it for what it's worth. Talk to your son, talk to your daughter. But this is a dad's channel. And let them know if you have something, drugs, period. Because sometimes they might not even tell you they tried something. But, spend that time and get to know your sons a little bit better, And like I said, sometimes it's just sitting down and just sitting with them for about 4 or 5 minutes. You don't have to have a full-blown conversation. So just hug your son and talk to him. This Baseball Dad, and I'm out.